Have you guys heard of Puppy Monkey Baby?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't watch
It
that.
sounds like it's time to play the game.
Yeah, it is.
Hello and welcome back, listeners, to another episode of Valley of Famine. My name is Ben. I'm here with the usual group, Rosemary, Austin, Trisha, Ed, and Nick. And we're here to get up some Wild West shenanigans. I say that a lot, but shenanigans is an awesome word, so fuck all y'all.
No, it is a good word.
Wow, it's like really aggressive, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, my name is Ben. I am the Marshal or Game Master for the uninitiated, and we're playing Valley of Famine, a Deadlands Reloaded game brought to you by the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition rules, which we are still learning. It's very much like the old system, so there's not a whole much to learn, but there's just a
few minor
smidge of
differences.
differences.
The few differences that there are, I feel like, are really key, though.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like not being able to re-roll snake eyes.
They're bigger than
That's a
between
big
the
That's a big
deluxe
rule
and
change.
whatever first edition.
Sorry, I derailed.
Yes, and to my right,
I'm Rosemary, playing Deputy Rachel Jane Kennedy, hexslinger, badass,
dead.
not dead.
I'm Austin, playing Macario the Clown.
I'm Trisha, and I'm playing Chen Mei, the fixer for the Iron Dragon Railroad.
I'm Ed. I'm playing Daisy Gilmore, the weird scientist, or known to all the fiends and zombies and bad people as Railin Daisy.
I'm Nik S. I'm playing Haru Matsuhara, the harrowed samurai.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And who remembers where we left off?
Harud
'Cause,
samurai?
Harrowed?
yeah,
The
no
Harud?
idea where we left off.
We had just made it back to town after evading a narrow
A narrow escape from giant...
eating of giant worms of us.
That's right.
I didn't.
And Rachel's alive, which is good.
I didn't kill
We got
Haru.
vamped out of the cave by, what's his name?
Malcolm.
Locke.
Malcolm Locke.
Yep,
I did not kill Haru, so
that is true.
Yeah.
Despite your best efforts.
yeah. Well, once I found out he was already dead.
Yeah.
Malcolm Locke told us that we had to kill Sheriff Ross.
Yep.
He did, but he didn't really mean it.
I don't know. He seemed pretty serious.
Yeah, but are we really gonna trust the
Yeah.
guy who kidnapped you?
Yeah,
it's kind
exactly.
of it's kind of a
Like I said, they didn't really mean it.
Okay.
yeah. I don't care. I like Ross enough just because he keeps me from. Well, he helped me not be a psycho.
I tied
be
you
controlled
up
by a
and shot
psycho,
you
I
with
should
ghost
say.
bullets, but I didn't really mean it.
So yeah, it's been a couple of days since you got back to Jacksonville, and what is everyone doing? We'll start with the deputy here. What are you doing right now? It's the beginning of the day, morning.
I mean, I feel like she would be resting, trying to recover from her wounds.
So you're at home bed resting?
Yeah, probably at her sister's.
Okay, you're at your sister's. You're getting
Yeah.
taken care of. Isaac
Yeah.
Moon is there.
Yep.
That's the kid you saved from the...
I remember Isaac.
Okay.
I just forgot that he met
Existed.
everyone else in the party.
Oh, yeah. That was funny. Isaac, this is Macario. I know. I was there.
Oh yeah, hi Macario.
Macario, what are you doing?
I think that he's starting to ask around about Rachel's husband, because this whole thing that made us go galloping across the country. He's trying to ask people coming into town if they know anything about the guy.
Just random people coming into town?
Yeah, just like people that stop in at the saloon or whatever.
And exactly what are you asking? So you actually, this is a good introductory point. So you're in Jacksonville,
Okay.
and you see a stagecoach come rolling in, and a young woman gets off the stagecoach. Go ahead and describe her there.
Okay. So she is tall-ish, but not crazy tall. Probably like around 5'8", and she's wearing brown pants. She's got a blue shirt on, like a nice blue shirt, like a deep brown double-breasted waistcoat with like 2 rows of gold buttons, like very nicely dressed. Long blonde hair, kind of in curls, but not super curly, just loose ringlets. She is like, she's beautiful, like very attractive. And she's got a pencil tucked behind her ear, and I think that's visibly everything. Well, she's got like a little suitcase too that she's carrying in her hand. And she's wearing boots.
Where's she headed?
She just got off the stagecoach in Jacksonville, you said?
Yep, that's where that's where the stagecoach stops, is in Jacksonville. I can sprechen Sie English.
So she's probably standing on the street right now, kind of looking about, you know, you get the sense she's trying to decide where to go.
Yeah, so he kind of gives her a friendly wave and says, hey, come speak with me, pretty lady.
Oh, her eyes light up and she walks right on over to you. Probably...
Cario's getting punched again.
She's gonna hold out her hand and be like, Josephine Kelly, reporter for the Epitaph.
Awkward handshake.
Nice. She gives you a very firm handshake.
Reporter. I have not read the newspapers around here. Are they pretty good?
I'd like to think so.
Okay. Well, I see you came out of town. You came from that direction?
Yes, I am from Shanfan. I'm from Coach from Shanfan.
Shanfan. I have not been there. But this is a fine town. I think you'll like it here. Many nice people.
Yeah, they're all as friendly as you. I expect I will enjoy it here.
Only I was wondering, heard about any troubles on the roads or anything like that?
Well, what kind of trouble? She was going to pull out a pad.
Oh,
pull the pencil down from behind her ear.
You know, I hear things once in a while, and you know, there's been, you know, bandits, things like that, or you know, maybe, you know, reports of animal attacks, or you know, things like this. Anything like that?
That I've heard?
Yeah.
No, but tell me more about what you've heard.
Oh, I don't want to bore you. I mean, you are clearly busy. You've got your suitcase, and you know, you're looking for where to stay, or?
Actually, yes. I do need a hotel to stay at until I can find more permanent lodgings.
Okay. Well, if you got some money to spend, and he lays off, blah 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 blah.
Thank you.
The Jacksonville Inn is supposed to be real nice. I have not stayed there yet. Too expensive.
Well,
Too expensive. You own your own house.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell that to
That's
the
back when you
stranger.
could.
Own a house in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville Inn. Well, I will look into that. It was Macario, you said?
Yes.
I did not. How did you know? Dun dun dun.
You may not recognize me next time you see me. I am a bit of an entertainer. And he pulls out a little handkerchief that he's folded into like a little dog, and he hands it to you.
Oh. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, would you mind if I followed up with some questions after I'm settled about these bandit attacks and strange animals?
You know, I'll see you later. And he walks off
Nice.
cryptically.
Cryptically. So Joe's just gonna like raise her eyebrow after you, and then probably turn and head towards. She'll probably go look for an inn first, and then head over to the Epitaph to
That's the
report.
Epitaph office is probably in Jacksonville, actually.
What time of day was it you said it was?
Morning.
Morning? Like early morning?
No, like mid-morning.
Okay, I'd be at work.
Chen Mei, what are you doing? You're not feeling so well.
No, I'm resting at the inn, and are there any doctors, practitioners of Eastern medicine in the area?
I'm not allowed anywhere near them. They would know I'm Haru and be like, oh, we gotta cure you, all right.
There is a doctor, Dr. Isaac Breyer. I wouldn't call him a practitioner of Eastern medicine.
Mm-hmm.
especially since he's a white guy who trained on the East Coast. But there is probably some NPC I have not yet named who does.
Some probably old lady that works and that lives.
Yeah,
in the,
I don't
the
care if
camps
it's
with
like
the
an
workers.
herbalist or an acupuncturist and somebody who's going to sell me like a deer hoof to heal my wounds or whatever. I want to go find that person and see if they can assist me with healing. Well, I assume with the high number of immigrants who are here and who are working on the railroads, that there's got to be somebody who's got some knowledge of,
And you probably got connections to find them somewhere, right?
yeah,
You're
teas or sayings or
you're asking
yeah.
around.
Okay.
And as you're doing so, you bump into almost literally an elderly Native American man
Okay.
who kind of with your wounds, you probably like kind of stagger, and he reaches over and helps you, and he says, "My apologies, I did not mean to knock you over."
Thank you. I'm not feeling as well as I could be right now.
I am sorry to hear that. May I inquire as to what is ailing you?
Well, got into a little bit of a scuffle and have some wounds that just aren't healing the way they should be.
Ah. Well, perhaps I can help you in exchange for a favor.
What is the help that you would be offering?
I am wise in the way of the world and the spirits, and I have some talent in healing.
With spirits?
Yes.
And what is the favor that you would be asking?
Well, I safeguard this valley as the last of my people, and sometimes there are evil spirits that make their way through from the hunting grounds. I would ask your assistance, yours and others, in dealing with those when needed.
Well, to be quite honest, sir, I've not had real good experiences with spirits. And
You must have been one of the ones who helped the deputy, Deputy Rachel Kennedy. Is that correct?
well, I don't want to speak to the deputy's affairs. You'll have to talk to her.
Well, my name is Skell. I am the one who sent her on that errand.
Well, like I said, I've not had good encounters with the spirits in this area, and I'm not sure that I feel comfortable with using the spirits to heal my wounds.
I am capable in the mundane methods as well.
What mundane methods are you talking about?
Herbal treatment, simple bindings of wounds. Nothing of the spirit world at all.
I think that would be beneficial, and I would be happy to pay you for your services.
I have little need for money, but I do have a need for strong arms to aid me in protecting this valley.
Forgive me for being so forward, as to say that doesn't sound like an equal exchange.
Perhaps it is not, but that is the price I charge.
I will consider your offer. Where can I find you at later?
Oh, these days I keep my camp near Table Rock.
Okay.
Do you know it?
It's the big rock that's flat that looks like a table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. I've seen it.
Two of them.
Either
That one.
Mm-hmm.
You climbed the wrong one.
Are you camped near the taller one or the lower one?
the taller one.
The taller one. Okay.
Which is the lower one.
Okay. Well, sir, I thank you for the offer of assistance, and I will think it through.
Very well.
Okay, and then I go straight to the doctor's office.
To Dr. Isaac Breyer?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for some money, he can give you a +2 bonus on your natural healing rolls.
Okay. How much money?
Doctor Visit is 3.
Okay. I will gladly pay him $3 to get a +2 on my natural healing rolls.
Okay. Daisy, what are you up to?
Well, it's been a couple days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've probably checked in, saw Jonathan. How's this ghost rocking business doing?
It's still getting set up.
Okay.
They're shoring up the cave system they found, the tunnels, making sure that there's no chance of a cave in, and they're getting their sluices and their other equipment for their hard rock mining all set up, and then they've got a little bit of ghost rock coming out. I guess they have been set up for a month, so it's still slow going.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm probably at this point at home and awake because it's not early morning.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of mind my own business, trying maybe working on my experiments.
Okay.
I think one of the things I want to do now is start an undertaking to do something to help with, try to dream up some device to help with the ghost rock mining. I don't know what yet, but something.
Maybe like a machine, like a steam shovel or something.
I mean, those things already exist, I think.
Well,
but, yeah.
But like something that can maybe pull it out of the rock or
Mm-hmm.
something.
A ghost rock extractor.
Or an auto sluice.
Ooh.
That's fancy.
Yeah, something like that. Ghost rock extractor is what I'm calling it.
Sounds good to me. And Haru, what are you up to?
You said it was mid-ish morning?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd probably be doing my job at the Iron Dragon Railroad, just keeping an eye on things.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably doing your routes, riding out to where they're trying to build a spur line out to Crescent City, which is called...
I have to keep up appearances after all.
Crescent City, what we in this world know as Crescent City, is actually called Xincheng. Or Xincheng. And yeah, Iron Dragon's trying to build a spur line out to there. It's been slow going, as has been iterated a few times over the course of this podcast.
Are the workers seeming uppity?
Not more so than usual. They're working out in the forest, which, as you well know, is not the funnest of places to be.
Yeah, that's why I tend to be a little bit more compassionate with them and understanding about things. I'm like, look, I know it sucks, but
yeah. So everyone's pretty spooked working out there, especially when they get up in the morning. They find out that their previous day's work has been overgrown by what looks like centuries worth of forest growth. Like, we just cut a trail through here yesterday. How is this giant tree growing in the middle of the tracks?
There comes a point where you just quit.
Or just get into the lumber business.
Well, if nothing's going too bad, I might ride back into town, and unless something happens, because they'd usually be like, oh, hey, we need you to go out back to the line and clear up a squabble. So I'd probably just go back to town and see if Deputy Kennedy needs my assistance with anything too.
You don't see Deputy Kennedy when you get back into town, but you see a very harried-looking Ross trying to patrol Jacksonville. Been getting busier of late. I think people have gotten so used to dealing with the deputy that maybe Ross's reputation has lost just a little bit of its edge. So, you come running back in town and you see some guy come running out of the saloon, probably half-clothed, throwing cards and a bottle of whiskey all the place, going, "You can't catch me, Ross! You ain't the deputy!"
I clothesline him. Just
Yeah, you do that. Oh, he goes down hard into the mud, and you see Ross just come barging out, looking angry as all hell when he stops up short, and he's just like, well, thank you there, Chief. He walks over and grabs the guy by the scruff of his
Anytime,
back of his
boss.
neck.
Have you seen your deputy?
Well, I put her on medical leave on account of her wounds and being abducted, so she had best be resting. Otherwise, I'm going to shoot her.
I'll go check on her and make sure she doesn't end up like, well, dead.
She's not getting better. I'll make her worse.
Good. You shoot her if she ain't. And you tell her the bullet's from me.
I'll do that.
Thanks. Now, you, sir, you and I are going back to the jail, and we're going to have a little talk. He drags the guy back to the jail.
Directions to her sisters. I have never been there.
Yeah, her sister's got a ranch a couple miles away from where she's at. It'll be the nearest homestead if you want to go check there. Deputy better fucking get better soon. They ain't got time to do the paperwork and the budget and police the town.
So yeah, I'd head to her sister's house.
Okay. Yeah, we'll fast forward to that.
By the way, I am pickled.
Okay. Pickled with perfume or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Shitloads of manly cologne.
Yeah, you're at your sister's on bed rest when your sister, whose name I forget.
That's what I was just looking for, and I did not write
Your
it down
unnamed
anywhere.
sister.
But we did
Elizabeth.
name her.
I think it was Elizabeth, yeah.
I can't remember.
That sounds right.
The woman with no name.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Kennedy.
I thought I wrote it down.
Opens the door and it's like, hey, Rach,
Yeah?
I think you have a visitor.
If it's Ross, tell him that I'm still in bed, I haven't left the bed, and I'm not going to leave the bed until I've rested.
Not Ross.
Oh, Haru. What brings you out here, Haru?
I wanted to check on you, see how you are faring after your injuries.
Oh. She kind of blushes a little bit, I would almost say. She's not used to having gentlemen actually
Call on her.
Yeah,
A
call on
gentleman
her.
caller.
So the deputy...
Well, that's the terrible. I was reading is that even Harold can have their emotions still. They just don't know what to do with them.
Deputy's hurt and unlikely to put up much of a fight.
Yeah.
And I doubt her sister's got much in her either. Huh.
You be quiet. You know better.
Do I? Do I? I'm getting bored. I think it's time for a good old bloodletting. What do you say? Hmm?
How about we find somebody to let blood? Okay, not friends.
Haru, are you all right?
All right. Fine.
I'm as all right as I can be, given my circumstances.
We better spill some blood soon, though. I'm getting bored.
You can tell he's definitely like you can't hear it, of course, but he's definitely like there's a conversation going on that he's tired of.
She's just going to reach her hand out and gently put her hand over yours. It's like a comforting
He kind of pulls it away because of just uncomfortable feelings.
Yeah, I mean, and then this kind of sad look is going to cross her face of like what could have been. And then she's just going to, kind of, well, appreciate you coming to check on me, Haru.
Well, if you need anything, feel free to send Isaac to find me or something. I will help in the best way I can.
I hopefully I'll be up and about again in a couple days. It's just these wounds, vampires tore me up pretty bad.
I mean, I can take care of her problems if you just let me.
Always a pleasure, Deputy.
Likewise.
I hate him so much.
I'm doing my job.
So I walk out the room and kind of give you a head nod and turn to Rachel's sister and say, make sure she don't sneak out no window. Ross, I'd hate for Ross to have reason to shoot her.
So would I. That's why I chained her to the bed.
Rachel like rolls over and the chain rattles.
I wouldn't put it past her to find a way out.
Neither would I.
Have a good morning.
You as well.
I saunter back to Jacksonville.
We gonna kill something yet?
I
should specify, actually. I want to kill someone. Not something, but someone.
How about I find a local bounty board? Would that be enough for you?
Oh.
We could find one that's wanted dead.
I mean, it's just not the same as murder.
Get to kill something, that's what you want, and we get to do justice, which is what I want.
But I want to do the killing.
Well, you don't have a choice.
Do I, though? Do I? Guess we'll find out when the chance to kill something comes up, won't we?
I hate you so much.
And I hate you. After all, you're the one who killed me in the first place. Turnabout is fair play, like they say.
I would gladly kill you every day for the rest of my life. I don't say that about many things, but you, every day.
Well, I'm touched. No one's ever said something sweet as that to me before. Not even all them Union soldiers I butchered during the war.
My hate for you rivals the love I have for my empire.
That can't mean too much. I mean, you're here after all.
Go to hell, Lazarus.
Oh, I did. Been there, done that, came back in your body. How is that search going, by the way? Making lots of progress? Don't seem like it. What? I bet you're likely to die.
Haru's just walking and
before-
keeps
wait, that's
popping up in
right,
front of
you
him,
did.
like leaning up against something, sitting on a thing, just like talking, and he's just like, nope. Time to ignore it. It's time to tune it out as best as I can.
All right. I think we'll go to the next day then, so folks can make natural healing rolls.
The red one will add a d6, but it gives you a
That
Benny.
gives me a Benny.
Or I can just spend it to reroll.
Or you spend to reroll, yeah.
You at least healed one.
Yeah, I got a 4.
So yeah, the next day, Chen Mei, you're feeling a little better. Rachel, you're feeling a lot better.
Rachel's trying to get out of bed at this point.
It's just going to add fuel to her that Haru is the one making her sick after finding out he's dead because she hasn't been around him this entire time. She's getting better.
And Chen Mei, you're reminded that you got some leads on your investigation. One of the sole surviving gang member of the grave robbers that attempted to carry out the assassination attempt on Xincheng was spotted in Xincheng, which
great. That's right.
I unintentionally realized is Xincheng backwards, basically.
Remembering that Lazarus Black was part of that little gang that attempted to get, and we're to get just.
And where?
It's Crescent City.
Thank you. Okay. Like I could try to say it, but I'm gonna butcher it. So.
Yeah. It's actually Xincheng is Crescent City in Chinese. So.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay in town a few more days and maybe visit the doctor again.
Okay.
And get my wounds looked to. And well, how long does the healing benefit from the doctor last?
You have to go every day.
Okay.
24 hours.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
let's say it takes a week of total rest, and then you can both be fully healed.
Oh, okay. It's like at one point during that week, Ross probably had to drag Rachel back to her sisters.
Well,
Healing bullet.
you were doing a little better than Chen Mei was, so you probably got after another like 2 days or so, you were well enough to go back to work.
Like
at which point, like,
desk work, and then
yeah.
gradually from there.
Welcome back, deputy. Because my voice is distinctly different from Lazarus Black's.
A little less like Louisiana Southern and a little bit more Texan Southern.
There's less menace in it.
It's actually supposed to be Kansas, but I don't know what a Kansas accent sounds like.
Dorothy, but male.
I don't want to watch Wizard of Oz that many times to pick
Yeah, I know.
up on what the Kansas accent is like.
Well, and she
Yeah.
didn't really have a Kansas accent.
No, she didn't. That was just me being a twit.
So there you go, everyone. Kane Rose, or Abraham Ross, is from
From Kansas?
Kansas. About time you got back, Deputy. Take it you're feeling better, or do I need to shoot you?
No, I'm healed up, Ross.
Well, good. Glad you're back. Glad you're okay.
Glad you don't have to do so much paperwork.
Well, yeah, we're switching now. You're taking care of all the paperwork, and I'm gonna go do the heroics.
Okay.
Have fun.
I'm glad he doesn't have to keep track of the handcuffs.
And he starts walking out the door.
Ross, there was something we needed to talk about, if you recall.
There was?
Yes.
What was that?
Something that Malcolm said.
That's right.
Before
what
he-
did that lying son of a bitch say? That's so important.
He said that
Was it something about how many times I'm gonna put bullets in him when I see him again?
surprisingly not.
Them. All the bullets.
Because I can shoot a lot of bullets really quickly.
I know. I've seen you. No, it was something he said about trouble coming this way, and how we needed.
Seems like with you in the valley, there's always trouble coming this way, Deputy.
That is an untruth, Ross, and you know it.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't resist saying it.
Something else Malcolm said was that we should put you down while we still could, and she's just going to take like a swig of whiskey.
Put me down while you still could. What's that supposed to mean? 'Cause
I don't
someone already
know.
put me down once.
I don't know. I
and
mean,
didn't
it's
take.
Malcolm, so there's that to factor in.
I guess. Do you see anything else you see as to why?
I suppose you should know that the reason why Malcolm kidnapped me in the first place was because he was hired by my ex-husband.
Your ex? You was married? And you know you've had this conversation with Ross before about you being married.
Wait, we have had this conversation before?
About you being married?
Yeah.
Having been married? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so she's like, you know that, Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it turns out that he hired Malcolm to bring me on back, and,
Oh, fuck.
well, it gets
How
better.
did you find out where you were at?
Not sure. Still looking into that.
Huh.
Well, long story short, Malcolm had a change of heart.
Well, ain't that just nice of him? Still gonna shoot him if I ever see him again.
I fully support that action. But before he vanished, he just said that something was coming, something that was working with Paul. So they were coming for you, and that they would take out anyone who got in their way. And he suggested that we put you down, otherwise, and this is how I phrased it, we'd be trapped between a stone and a hard place. It's really weird.
That is downright cryptic. Huh. I didn't think I had any living, or otherwise, enemies.
Told him he could go to hell, and I guess that's where he went, because he disappeared a second or two later.
Huh.
Before I could shoot him.
Well, shit. Hope he comes back so I can shoot him. But I'll look into that. That's some interestingly cryptic words there.
You know anyone who might be gunning for you?
As I said, most of my enemies, the ones that know me personally, well, knew me personally, ain't walking this earth still. Live, dead, or in between.
Well, you've pissed someone off. Apparently.
Well, That ain't hard to do.
Well, just thought you ought to know.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is the thing that's keeping me still alive, so to speak. And it ain't exactly about to take any moves against me.
This might be a odd question, but does it have any enemies?
I don't reckon so, since she lived 1,000 years or more ago. Actually, definitely more than 1,000 years, like 2,000 years ago. So, no. Not unless there's another Manitou out there after her.
Well, I say we don't rule anything out until we have more information.
I'll do some research. I guess that means more paperwork for me. Damn it. I thought I had gotten you saddled with the desk work. Alright, well, you better get back to it. I'll get back to doing the usual job. Damn it. Yeah, Chen Mei, what are you up to? You're healed up. You remember that you've got this lead.
I'm gonna go find my friends and see if anyone would be interested in making a trip over to Crescent City.
Okay. Who do you go to first? And don't say Haru, since he's not at the table.
I'm gonna go to Macario.
Okay.
All right. So you find Macario basically at a saloon doing one of his trademark card tricks, where he basically has 3 different decks of cards and he's juggling them and somehow managing to catch like all the jokers in one deck and then like fling them out to the audience while still juggling the other 2 decks.
I'll sit and I'll watch. I'll sit and watch the show.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when he's done, I'll say, "My friend, you are very talented indeed."
Oh, Chen Mei, I thank you for coming to see the show. You got a tip for me?
Yeah, next time throw out the red jokers first.
You know that's not the tip I meant.
So my friend, I wonder if you know, if the people over on the coast have seen your excellent performance.
The people on the coast?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you mean?
Oh, I was thinking, you know, like Crescent City.
Do you have something in mind?
Well, I was thinking about traveling over there in the near future to take care of some things that I need to take care of, and was wondering if you'd like to go with me and also share your wonderful card tricks with a new audience.
He kind of gives you a knowing look and smiles and says, "Of course. For a friend like you, I would love to go on a vacation."
Oh, great. Okay.
It's been very quiet around here, so I don't know. Maybe we can call some more of our friends on this little vacation.
Well, yeah, I was thinking I'd go talk to Daisy and Rachel and Haru also and invite them to go with us. So I will come chat with you in a little bit after I've talked to everyone else.
That sounds good. I have to, of course, collect the money that they've been throwing in this hat. Looks like a couple of pennies, maybe.
Oh.
You probably got a couple dollars, like $10 worth of.
Anytime Haru sees you acting, he'll toss in a couple bucks too. So.
Yeah, I'll give you like a couple dollars worth of coins.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, actually, to be fair, like a couple of pennies back then in that currency was probably actually a good bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough to get like bags of candy and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like $2 is like a very, very generous.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like that would be like a night
Yeah,
in the.
$3 covers a doctor's visit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could probably get a night in the tavern or in the inn for $2.
Yeah.
When he sees you give him the $2, he actually just gently touches your arm and kind of turns you around and says, I want you to know that I do consider you a friend. I am not lying to you, because you were out there with us when we are fighting the horrors. And what else is a friend? This is what friends do.
I'm just doing my job.
Well, if I ever have another dinner, you are invited. Come and see my place, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Macario.
And then he sees you off.
Okay. So then I'm gonna go find Daisy.
That probably ain't hard to do.
Okay.
Just
Daisy.
follow the sound of explosions.
Chen Mei, how's it going?
Well, it's going good. So I was wondering if maybe you'd be interested in getting out of town for a few days and helping me follow up on something.
Well, I am working on this thing, but
The thing in question probably looks like some spider monstrosity that's currently like walking around inside Daisy's house out of control.
I don't know if it walks yet.
It's trying to walk.
Yeah.
Is it like the giant spider mech from Wild Wild West with
Not
Will
quite,
Smith?
no.
Okay.
Slightly smaller one. With a drill bit on its face.
I wonder if maybe you could come back to this in a couple of days with some fresh eyes, and that might give you some momentum on getting this thing done.
Well, where you need us to go?
Well, I need to go over to Crescent City to follow up on some things.
Oh, well, I haven't been out to the ocean in a while.
That's a nice beach.
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe someday somebody will build an inn there, and you can watch the beach when you wake up in the morning.
But what's going on? What's going on in Crescent City that we need to go there?
I'm going to deal with grave robbers. Is that what's happening?
The man you're looking for is Ethan Sutton, the last survivor of the grave robbers, who were the people hired to pull the assassination on Xincheng.
Okay. That's what I'm doing.
Which is the head of a...
No, he's not the head. He's a high-ranking executive of the Iron Dragon Railroad.
That's right.
He's my boss's boss.
Tying up some loose ends from our other dealings with the steam wagon and all that, huh? I'm definitely down with that.
Okay. So then I'm going to go find Rachel.
All right.
Have the same conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel is probably doing, like patrolling.
Mm-hmm.
What time of day was it?
Well, Rachel, wondering if you could use a break from Ross. Want to get out of town for a couple days?
Hell yes.
I'm going to go find Haru, even though it, makes my spidey senses tingle a little bit.
Yeah.
Haru's in the Jacksonville Inn bar.
Bored now. Can we kill something?
And as I'm, walking to find him, I'm kind of, I'm trying to bolster myself up. At least he can be a meat shield. At least he can be a meat shield. At least he can be a meat shield.
Bored now. Can we kill something?
The terrible thing is Haru, if he even heard that, be like, she's not wrong.
Haru.
Bored now. Can we kill something? How about the pyromaniac? Can we kill the pyromaniac?
Chen Mei.
I'm putting together a crew to go to the coast to deal with some Iron Dragon business and track down a murderer and a grave robber.
I got a trip out of town. Hey, can we kill someone there? I mean, then they won't be local or anything, so you can just walk away from
Silence.
Would you like to go with us?
Iron Dragon business is my business. And we're tracking down... Who you say?
What's his name?
Ethan Sutton.
Ethan Sutton.
Name not sound familiar.
Well,
What he do?
It should. He's one of my boys.
he
One of... When we leave.
in the morning.
Can we kill him?
Yes.
Great.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Don't worry about it. He not good friend. Bad. Just takes he just downs the rest of his glass. Just
Actually, I'm pretty good at what I do.
So Chen just kind of shakes her head and turns around and walks away. At least he can be a meat shield. At least he can be a meat shield.
So yeah, he'd actually just get up after finishing his glass and follow you. It's not like he really has anything else better to do right now.
So you're just like, oh god, the dead guy's following me.
So, you can go back to what you're doing. We'll need the night to gather supplies, and I'll find you in the morning. And we'll set out in the morning.
Okay. Goes back into the bar, sits at a stool, and contemplates his existence.
Walking a little bit faster.
Can we go to Xincheng now? I want to kill something.
So
Patience.
I've been patient. I want to kill something. I've said this for months now.
I was gonna say, if you're sitting at the bar drinking by yourself, Rachel, on patrol, walks by and sees you sitting there, and you're just like. So she goes and finds Macario, and it's like, hey, Macario.
What is it?
Are you free tonight? Do you have a show?
I have a show, but I am not looking forward to it. I can cancel, for sure.
I saw Haru over at the saloon, and just looks like he could use some company.
And maybe a few tricks.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, so we'll go find Haru.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna instruct her to help me out with this trick that we're gonna plan on, just a little cheer up trick.
Okay.
He's gonna, let's see, what would this be? He's gonna give you some red confetti, and basically make it look like he's shooting you in the back, and the confetti's gonna explode outwards onto Haru. This red confetti is gonna just explode. Explode on Haru.
I feel a Dominion roll coming.
Cheer up!
You can cheer up Haru by exploding red confetti all over him. He's got like the spirit of a murderous demon inside of him.
Who wants to murder?
Yeah. That's a great idea.
That's awesome. I was just gonna say, are you sure this is the best way to cheer him up?
Oh, Haru puts on a stern face, but he is a real joker deep down.
Deeply depressed.
Persuade Rachel of that. I don't know. I was thinking we just sit with him and have some drinks, chat.
Well, of course we will sit and chat after the prank, but that is to warm him up. You said he was feeling down, depressed.
He just looked down to me.
Oh, okay, maybe no confetti.
You'd be depressed too if you had a demon talking to you about murder all the time.
Here,
I think we should kill the pyromaniac first.
Here,
Clown second.
have a puppet, and he hands you a
Kill
puppet.
the that crazy inventor girl with that
Come up with a
contraption
name
third.
with it. This is
That could hurt.
This is Marco.
And then
Polo.
your girlfriend.
Oh.
Rachel's
kill
like,
her last.
I don't know. I've never had a.
Well, just come
Well,
up with
you're not
something.
disagreeing, so that's the plan then. Pyromaniac, clown, inventor, and then the deputy. Glad you agree.
Well,
Wait, who's the
let's say-
pyromaniac?
You are.
You are. You wanted to set him on fire.
That is true. I did try to burn him.
Let's see.
I just didn't know I was branded a pyromaniac.
I remember that from last week. Oh god, there's a pyromaniac killer.
Yours is named Marco?
Kill
Marco.
Polo.
my friends.
Yeah. She'll just name hers. Polo. Yep. That's all I can think of.
Okay, Marco and Polo. So you will put Polo over Haru's left shoulder. I will put Marco over his right, and then we will say, Haru, we love you. And then it will make him feel way better.
How long have you known her for again?
Since August.
Since August?
So 3 months.
The last time somebody tried a puppet show with Haru, the puppet was in pieces on the floor.
Oh, he has swords.
Yeah.
you really think it would be best just to talk with him?
I think that's probably the best approach with Haru.
You're probably right, but I still feel, well, okay.
Well, you know what, Macario? It's my approach. It's not your approach. And I know Haru is friends with you.
No. We will try it your way. And so Macario stumbles up to Haru.
Well, compadre, I get the feeling that I just got cheated of a Dominion check against you.
Haru, hello, my most respected friend.
Oh, great, it's the clown.
Hello, Macario. How are you doing?
I guess we could kill him first since he's here and the pyromaniac ain't.
I am doing very good.
We
And
should still save the deputy for last.
I would like to sit next to you and have a good conversation.
Rachel's like, Macario, this is unnatural. No, you're right. We should have gone with a...
And he hits the confetti pouch and just goes...
I imagine Haru just like it sprays him and he's just completely stoic when it happens, just like what just.
All right, I take that back. We killed the clown second to last because that was fucking funny.
Do you feel better?
Macario, I always appreciate you. You are a drop of water in a very dry day.
Haru, I can tell you're lying, but I do appreciate the compliment.
Hey, let the clown know that I appreciate his humor too. If you would, so kindly, please.
I don't think he cares.
Well, I know you don't care, but that don't mean you can speak for him.
I appreciate it.
He smiled.
See, it worked.
And Miss Rachel, it is always a pleasure. Glad to see you up and moving around. Come sit, have a drink.
I was about to offer to buy you a drink.
Oh, if you're paying, I will accept. I've been here paying myself too long. You hear about Chen Mei's trip to Crescent City, I presume.
Well, I was just here to see how you were doing, but yes, I am planning on going with Chen Mei to Crescent City.
I need to go as well. I need to find out what happened with Xincheng. Maybe I can find some way of removing some dead weight.
I find that unlikely. You need me to live.
I do not care.
Like when the bartender brings the drink over, she'll slide one over to you, and then pick up her glass and like kind of raise hers towards yours.
Kanpai.
Cheers.
Alrighty. Well, you make your preparations and then you ride out for Crescent City. It's a bit of a journey. It's about 112 miles to Xincheng from Medford or Jacksonville. So you ride out into that thick, oppressing forest, and you're riding for hours. It's just, sometimes the trees grow so thickly together you can't even see the sunlight above. It's almost like a Mirkwood sort of experience. And you're hearing all sorts of weird sounds, but nothing major. But you don't make it to Crescent City in one day.
No.
Camp.
112 days. 112 days. No, 112 miles. Shit.
Was there any game that we spot throughout the day?
You have to give me a survival check.
Haru is often, and as long as he can, would be doing the night watches. I mean, he knows he has to get some rest, or else he's...
Nope.
No, you don't see anything.
I think
so
knowing that, we let you do it.
Yeah.
So you make camp. You find a nice place to set that camp up, get a fire going. And what's everyone doing? What are you eating? What's for dinner, actually, since you didn't play any game? Gosh, when was the last time you had anything to eat?
Before we left.
Yeah, before we left.
was hours ago. Fucking starved.
I'm not that hungry.
Oh, you're pretty hungry.
Oh, okay.
I assume we all have rations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had trail rations.
I don't have survival.
Rations.
What kind of rations? Describe what you got.
Jerky, shitloads of it, because meat. That's all Haru ever packs anymore.
Macario's got some hominy, dried hominy that he's like re-watering up to an eatable state.
Okay. Any spices? to go with
Rehydrating.
that?
Yeah, how about some cayenne pepper and some normal pepper and some other pepper.
A lot of peppers.
a lot of pepper.
A lot of peppers, all right. Making a spicy hominy sort of thing.
Yeah, like
Macario's not catching a cold anytime soon.
And yeah, he's of course offering it to everyone else. It's a little too spicy for most palates, but it is food.
Probably got a tin can of some kind that's got food in it.
What kind of food? What's for dinner?
I'm trying to think what they canned back in those days, besides beans.
Sort of thing. Beans, meat,
Yeah,
fish.
not fish. I don't know.
Oh, what are you eating? What's for dinner? Gosh, because you don't even remember what you had for lunch. You're so hungry.
She's probably got like one of those like little cans that you know, with her little knife or whatever, she taps open and. Well, I'll just go with beans then, I guess, because I can't think of anything else.
Okay. You're having beans, scraping it up.
Oh, Daisy, there's nothing more in the world she wants right now than beans.
Beans.
It's like, that's yeah.
Typical railway food.
Yeah, it's one of all that and just like, traveling food. It's like, yeah, we're traveling. I'm going to eat some beans tonight. So, yeah. I mean, she had some other stuff, but first night out on the trail, definitely some beans.
Definitely some beans.
Well, maybe we
Alright.
can make some
Yeah.
beans together.
Yeah, you make
then.
like a big pot of beans to go with the hominy. Chen Mei.
Chen Mei has some salted fish and pemmican and a little bit of green tea. Yeah.
You eat that stuff, just chew right through it. You don't let a single morsel of food go to waste. But what do you got for breakfast? What do you got planned for breakfast? Because as soon as you finish that last morsel, you're already thinking like, what's for the next meal?
Pemmican and salted fish and green tea. I've got some jerky in my pack also. I've got a lot of rations.
A little bit of coffee.
Yeah, I've got some jerky in my pack also, but
Okay.
yeah, it's
Of
gonna
course,
be
there's coffee.
things that are dried and easy to carry.
Jerky
What
and
about
a bottle of
solids?
whiskey.
Solids. Yeah, I mean, there's the coffee beans.
Rachel's
Those
probably-
solids quickly become liquids if you eat too many.
Rachel's probably got like some salted pork, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got some hardtack and some Marionberry jam.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, Haru would be eating jerky and like a bottle of whiskey with him for the trip. Just
Yeah, Rachel's sitting by the campfire, eating some beans, scratching Scout's head. I can take first watch.
why Haru can watch for as long as necessary.
Well, someone's got to take a watch when Haru goes down.
Yeah.
we
that's
can
true.
the rest of us can cycle through nights. Wow.
Yeah.
You're only gonna be out for an hour.
Well, I can take first watch.
Okay, so take an hour-long watch, and then Haru would be up for the rest of the night.
Okay. Sounds nice.
Give me a notice roll there, deputy. Not so much, huh?
Nope.
You're, you've got a lot on your minds. Just a lot of things have happened in the last few months, and the last few days too.
Maybe
And
I don't know, I was gonna say maybe she's like caught up in a flashback of some sort, but I don't know what would trigger it. So she could just be, like lost in thought.
Lost in thought, and then you hear the underbrush rustle and a twig snaps.
It's that kind of like spin draw, cock.
And Malcolm Locke is standing there.
Oh. She's gonna.
And he doesn't say anything. He just kind of, his eyes go wide, and he takes off running into the back end of the
he's
forest.
getting to be a creeper now.
She's gonna like instantly on her feet, rouse the camp.
Okay.
Except for Haru.
Yeah, no, Haru's out.
Daisy's a hard sleeper, so she's actually probably gonna rouse Macario first.
Mm-hmm.
Macario!
Is it morning?
No, Malcolm is here. He just took off. Can you wake the others? I gotta go after him.
No, he just kidnapped you. Do not go after him.
I've gotta shoot that son of a bitch. And she's gonna run
Take off
after
running into the forest. All right, you run in the direction he went running in. Macario, what are you doing?
In the middle of the night with no light.
He's basically stumbling over his things, trying to get his shoes on so he can follow her on his horse. And he's like, "Wake up, everybody, wake up!"
Yeah, Chen Mei, you wake up. Haru, you're still dead.
Macario, what's going on?
The deputy said she saw Malcolm and ran off into the forest. I do not trust a single thing I see in these forests. And if it is Malcolm, he is a kidnapper of our friend, and we must stop him.
She ran into the forest?
You're running through the forest.
Yeah, I'm shouting for him. Malcolm! Wait!
And you
She's gonna
you don't hear anything.
take
You
her.
come into a small clearing.
Okay.
And that's when you hear kind of a... And you see eyes, red, gleaming in the darkness, circling around you. 3 pairs of them.
I'd like to come galloping in on my horse at this point.
Okay. I think it's going to take you a little time. You're getting your stuff on, you're getting the others roused, and you're explaining the situation to
I'm
them.
gonna shoot at one of the pairs of eyes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Are there any penalties?
It's dark. I wouldn't say it's pitch dark, so you're at -4.
Okay. Well, she's basically firing in the direction to kind of like scare whatever this is, and then I'm gonna carve a bullet here in a second. Oh, that's an 8 though. 2, so 10 minus 4 is 6.
All right, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
6 plus 1, so 7.
All right. There's a yelp, and the circle of eyes gets wider as these things pull back.
Can I? Are we not in combat yet? Are we?
Not quite. You hear some galloping coming up behind you.
I would like.
Then you hear some loud shuffling and undergrowth moving right behind you.
Yeah.
I want to carve guiding light into a bullet and fire it.
Okay. What about that noise behind you? It's close.
I mean, she's gonna try to move away from it while she's carving,
Okay.
but I need light to see, so
Okay.
I'm gonna.
You start to do that when something heavy drops down on your shoulder, kind of grabs you,
That's a Malcolm Locke maneuver if I've ever heard of one.
and then shoves you back towards your encampment. You hear this deep growl, and it just throws you back towards camp. What do you do?
She's gonna finish carving the bullet and slam it home into her gun and fire.
All right, go ahead and roll that casting roll. See if you got the rune carved.
No penalties for carving, though, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's a basic success.
All right.
It removes illumination penalties in the immediate area for 1 minute, is what
All right.
the
So
effect is.
it illuminates the area, and it's and you all,
We
those
almost
of you
see
who are awake
that?
can see like a flare, basically, up in the
Okay.
sky. Although it's the weirdest looking flare you've ever seen.
I'm going to say the light that it gives off is like this kind of whitish blue light.
Okay. And what you see in that clearing in front of you, you're not even quite sure how to process it, because standing with its hairy back to you, almost 8 or more feet tall is this huge humanoid creature. And further past it, you see 3 other things, wolf-like, but standing on 2 legs, low to the ground. Some of them like rise to a hunched posture and then kind of go down on all fours and crawl forward before slinking back.
No Malcolm.
No Malcolm.
I'm gonna head back towards the campsite then. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
what the?
Yeah, you get about
turn around and just
part
like
way, you run like maybe 20, 30 meters, and then you run into Macario on horseback.
What are you doing?
there's some sort of creatures out there in the woods. I can't find Malcolm. He took off running.
Let's just get back to camp. We will stoke the fire.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We should definitely get back to camp.
Climb
You
on.
hear howls, wolf howls echoing, and then some deep guttural roar.
Can she swing up on the? She's gonna try to swing up
Oh
on.
yeah, you can do that.
Hurry, Macario. I want to be by that fire when these things reach us.
All right. We do.
All right, you get back to the fire, and everyone who's awake kind of
I'm awake, yeah.
back to the fire. You got your weapons out.
I definitely point the railgun at you as you enter camp and be like, what the hell's all that light and shooting?
There's some sort of big hairy creature out in the woods. Ain't it seen anything like it? Some sort of wolf-like creatures there. They're heading this way. I saw Malcolm. He was running.
Well, where is he then?
Didn't see him. I lost track of him in the woods.
Are them wolves coming?
Yeah, they're heading this way.
All right, let's get ready for a fight.
You get ready for a fight that never comes.
Wow.
You hear howls, you hear that guttural roar again, and then silence.
Yeah, we've turned the campfire into a bonfire, and it's like, we're ready for a rumble, and nothing happens.
Rachel's not sleeping for the rest of the night. There's no way.
All right, give me a vigor roll. Is anyone else not sleeping?
Oh, that's...
Oh, you're
Well, I woke
totally
up after
staying
an
awake.
hour.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna sleep, but kind of like in a huff. I got some talking to do with Rachel Jane Kennedy over here.
I'm going to do what I can to try to stay awake with
Okay.
my friend. But, yeah, I fail. I fall asleep.
Yeah, you fall asleep. Chen Mei?
Chen Mei reminds Rachel that there are spirits in these woods, and you shouldn't always trust the things you see at night, and then goes back to sleep.
Yeah, it's like, I imagine like Rachel and Macario having this conversation. Like Rachel's like, I could have sworn it was Malcolm Macario. I'm sorry. I guess I must have been wrong. Like Chen Mei said, it must have been some sort of spirit.
Rachel, I have often played the fool, but even I do not go running out into these woods in the pitch black of night, especially not after a man who kidnapped me and tied me up and handcuffed me and beat me. And do you understand what I am saying?
I do.
I am
hear
going to
ya.
go to bed and try to get some sleep. Please do not run off into the woods, even if Satan himself is peeking behind a bush. Please.
Somewhere behind a bush, and he was like, oh.
So Chen Mei did also move her bedroll a little bit closer to the fire. Yeah.
Haru's eyes open, looks around. Anything happened while I was out?
We got cold. He points to the bonfire.
I will keep fire going. Stands up and goes to get some firewood.
Rachel doesn't say anything. She's just sitting by the fire, like staring out in the woods. It's just like wide eye.
All right, well, you continue along your journey. It doesn't get any more pleasant. It's pretty rainy as well. Lots of rainfall, but eventually you make your way into what was once known as Crescent City, but now is referred to as Xincheng.
We've been on road long time.
And it's on the very end of the maze. So it was like one of the few places that was left untouched. And its remote location makes it a fairly minor settlement. But it's still pretty important fishing wise. You all are probably aware that it's controlled largely by the Chinese triads and by extension Iron Dragon.
I
Wearing
could,
badge out so people see that.
I could use a rest and a bed.
I can use another bottle. I need to cover up my smell.
Yeah, you do.
Chen Mei,
I appreciate your honesty, Daisy.
I would you know who we should talk to? Yes.
We're looking for Ethan Sutton, and I think that we'll just speak to some of the people in the camp to
He could
see
be.
if they know where he's at. Is there like a specific representative from the Iron Dragon who's like in charge of this camp that
It's a town.
in this town that we should be talking to?
You would probably know the local sheriff is in the employ of Iron Dragon. Sheriff Lumsway.
Okay, I want to talk to Limsway.
Yeah, you go in town. There's a pretty diverse mix of people living here. You see just as many people of Asian descent as you do white people. You see some Native Americans as well. Fishers, miners, loggers. And you also see kind of patrolling every street, typically Chinese males, although there are exceptions, but wearing kind of that traditional Chinese loose-fitting garb that are just patrolling around the streets,
Okay.
usually in groups of 3 to 6.
Yeah, so like loose pants and slippers.
Yeah, and they're all pretty tough looking. At least they got that look to them.
With or without guns.
You don't see a lot of guns.
Using the excuse of going to the bar to get a bottle, also to look for Ethan Sutton there, because that's usually a frequent place that those kind of people go anyway.
Yeah, you go to one of the taverns. Most of the bars and taverns are wharf side. And yeah, it's pretty easy to find the sheriff's office. It looks an awful lot like Sheriff Ross's, but there's a lot more people hanging around it. More of those toughs in the loose-fitting pants and slippers hanging out in front of it and near it. So who is where? You've gone to a bar there, Haru. Daisy, what are you up to?
I'll probably go to the bar.
All right. Chen Mei, you're going to the sheriff's office, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to secure somewhere for everybody to stay the night.
Okay, so probably the tavern or bar.
Yeah.
and I'm with Chen Mei.
All right. You two, you go up to the sheriff's office, and these toughs that are hanging around outside, none of them move to like stop you or get in the way, but they're all giving you these hard, suspicious looks like, who do you think you are? What are you doing? What's your business? But they don't say anything.
Are these like street toughs, or are they more like somebody in uniform?
Like street toughs.
Okay.
Rachel will just tip her hat to them as she passes in with Chen Mei. Like, respectfully. You know.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're still squinting their eyes at you.
That's fine.
They're all suspicious like. You walk in and you see the sheriff, Sheriff Lum Zhui. Unlike the rest of the toughs that are hanging around his office and in his office, so he really stands out because he's wearing more traditional Western garb. He's got a duster on, pants, button-up shirt, cowboy hat. He's got a pipe. You're not quite sure what he's smoking in it, but you don't think it's tobacco. And he's got a revolver slung at his side, and looks up from where he's at. He's got his pipe. Kind of, he takes a puff on it, and then, well, hello. Except he doesn't have that accent.
Hello. It's good to see you. My name is Chen Mei, and I work for the Iron Dragon. And I heard that you might be able to assist me with something that I need to take care of.
Well, how can this humble servant of the Iron Dragon assist?
I'm looking for Ethan Sutton, not the two in the tavern. I assume you know the Ethan that I'm looking for.
Ah, yes. Showed up a couple months ago.
Caused some problems.
Hasn't caused too many problems. Seemed like he had a trouble past, though.
Well, not sure if you had some graves that went dug up while he was in town.
No, I've not had that problem.
Okay. Well, we've had that problem with him and some others.
Very specific problem.
It is a very specific problem. And he tried to kill my boss.
Huh. Well, put the word out, see what I can find, track down his whereabouts. What did you say your name was?
Chen Mei.
Chen Mei?
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff Lu Shui. Pleasure to meet you. And who's the lady with the badge?
Deputy out in Jacksonville. Rachel Kennedy.
You're a long, long way outside of your jurisdiction.
Yeah, I'm not here on official deputy business. I'm just here to help Chen Mei. She's a friend.
That is accurate. She's assisting me in finding Ethan.
You got any other friends of you here in town?
A few.
Few?
Yeah, if there's any, odd folks that have stood out, they're probably with me.
All right. Well, maybe you can do me a favor while I look into this Ethan Sutton matter of yours.
Mm-hmm. What is the favor?
Well, let me just look at my notes here and I'll tell you. An enterprising group by the name of the House of the Enlightened Dawn seems to be having some troubles, but they ain't asking for help.
What kind of troubles?
Well, they usually run their business out of one of the fisheries around here. Only lately, they ain't closed up shop, but they've closed up their warehouse. Ain't letting no one in. They're started encroaching on other folks' turf to do their business.
And what exactly is their business? What is their enlightenment?
Well, they help folk come across from the mainland, if you get my meaning.
I don't think I do.
Deputy, maybe you should go check on your friends.
Rachel's going to look to you, Chen Mei, and see if you would like her to leave or stay.
So, Rachel, one thing that I suggested to Macario is that maybe he could perform a show here in town with a new audience. I wonder if you would be willing to assist him in finding somewhere to do his card tricks tonight.
Sure. And she'll tip her hat to the sheriff. Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure's all mine.
And then she'll say, like to Chen Mei, I'll be with Macario.
I'll come find you in a few minutes.
And she'll leave.
All right. The Kaiming Liming de Fengshi is one of the tongs in this town. They deal with smuggling folk in and smuggling folk out. But something weird's going on, like I said, with their main headquarters, and they've started operating elsewhere, encroaching on other people's territory, and it's getting all sorts of tense. People don't like getting toes stepped on. I can't really step in and do anything because they haven't asked for help, and if I lend assistance uninvited, it will start a war between the tongs and the triads. Perhaps outsiders like yourself might be able to intervene on my behalf. Unofficially, of course.
I see. So if you do intervene, you might start a war. If you don't intervene, they might start a war.
They will most certainly start a war.
Okay.
It'll take longer.
And who do you suggest that I speak to?
I suggest you go straight to their headquarters. They keep it under guard all the time, so that's a good place to start.
And how would I get to the person that I need to speak to if it's under guard?
Well, just walk on up and talk to whoever's guarding it, I suppose.
I can do that much for you.
See, the other thing is that a couple of folks started going missing. Nothing unusual, but I don't like it when people go missing without my say.
Is it possible that they were sent back?
Oh, well, it's possible, but unlikely.
Okay.
I should say the House of the Enlightened Dawn mostly specializes in bringing people in. They don't send too many folk back.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do.
And if you gotta crack some heads, go ahead. You'll all be leaving town soon enough, so...
Well, I don't want to start a war that I can't finish.
That is true, but I doubt your stepping on any toes will start a war, as long as you don't throw my name out.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Alright. Appreciate it. And I'll look into finding where Ethan Sutton is.
Thank you.
Thank you. He goes back to his opium pipe. Alright, so at the tavern, what are the rest of you doing? I think...
Mine was more of a passing glance to see if I could see him, because I figured if he was Lazarus.
Yeah, you don't see him, and Lazarus is like, nope, I don't see him.
Well, do we know what he looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the atmosphere at this tavern?
Pretty friendly. Some pipe smoke in the air. Not a whole lot of people for the time of day.
I imagine because of the long trip on the road, people are giving me a wide berth, and I'm like, whiskey,
Yeah.
please.
The bartender is a Caucasian guy.
2 bottles of the good stuff.
Celebrating something there, friend?
Sure.
Just give him the whiskey, mister.
I'll take the hint. No, he already gave him the whiskey.
Okay.
It was like celebrating someone, grab bottle, plant in front of him, wait for answer, and payment.
However much it is, I don't remember. It's like
I think it's like
$5.
$5 for the
For
good
bottle
stuff.
of
so $10 for 2 bottles. So
Yeah.
there's $10, and
He takes the $10 and he takes the hint, and he goes to focus his attention on someone friendlier.
Are there maybe like some people gambling with cards, playing poker or whatever?
I just tell him,
Yeah.
I'll just have a glass of whiskey, sir.
Of course, good stuff.
Of course.
All right.
chug,
Yeah.
chug.
Haru, you shouldn't waste your money on the good stuff.
I have expensive tastes.
Yeah, but the bad stuff smells worse, or smells more, not worse, but smells more, and it's cheaper.
You have point, Daisy. I will keep this in mind for future. I will share my second bottle with everyone.
Well, ain't that generous of you, sharing a last bottle with a bunch of dead people. Well, they will be dead when I'm done.
I'd like to try to cozy up to those gamblers.
Okay.
Get some info about the area and the town.
Sure. Give me a persuasion roll.
All right. I was expecting to say gambling roll.
Did you have gambling?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Well, you didn't say you wanted to get in on the game. You just wanted to talk to him.
That's a 4.
4. Yeah, you pretty much the information you get is fairly standard. So, Crescent City or Xincheng is controlled entirely by the triads and the tongs. An iron dragon's got its fingers in every pie. And yeah, I mean, so long as you keep your head down, you don't get in the way, the tongs and the triads will leave you alone.
So he'll ask him like, and did someone get in the way?
No, few people. Most of the time, just get roughed up, business trashed. If they get really in the way, they'll go missing. Run out of town, dead? I don't know.
Sounds like a difficult place to live.
Like I said, you figure how to keep your head down, be respectful. There's no trouble at all.
Well, thank you for your time. Good luck.
Of course. Thanks. Best of luck to you. Like I said, keep your head down, stay in line. It's a good town.
Yep. So he'll kind of mention the various groups of interest to Haru, who I'm sure it's not a surprise to at all. But
Yeah, and Haru looks immediately uncomfortable. Doesn't like criminals.
The menu of this tavern is kind of this weird blend of like your traditional West Coast like fish stews and stuff, and Chinese cuisine, Asian cuisine, stuff like that.
Salmon chowder.
Oh, the Chinese and American food places
Yeah.
that fail to do both.
Oh boy. Would Rachel
Chinese and a burger.
know that you guys are at this tavern? Did she see what tavern you guys are heading to?
Yeah, you probably
Like,
maybe you check in one or two other places and then you find where they're at.
I probably told you I was going to like get us a place to stay the night, and went to the tavern. So.
Okay. Well, I don't know if there's multiple hotels yet, and like how large.
He said it was a small settlement, so probably one tavern.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of warside taverns, but as far as like lodging, there's like a
Well,
hotel.
Actually, though, even though she said she was going to go find Macario, Rachel's probably going to linger, not right by the sheriff's office because of all those people who are out front, but just kind of around that general area to just make sure that Chen Mei comes out.
Yeah, after a couple of minutes, Chen Mei comes out.
So I'm going to look at Rachel, and I'm just going to kind of mutter, need a knife, and walk off.
Rachel will kind of just take that in stride and accompany you.
Okay.
You probably figured out by now that Chen Mei's kind of an odd duck.
Odd duck. That's a great term.
And as I'm wandering to wherever I'm going to buy the knife, whether that's the blacksmith or the general store or whatever.
Probably the general store.
General store. Okay, I'm going to just be like muttering to myself, the Iron Dragon better give me my paycheck for this. Because I can like see that they've, how much money they're collecting off of just
the
various operations.
illegal operations that are going here. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy is like drank her like glass of liquor and is now talking to some random guy at the bar about Lemurians.
Let's see how. I'm gonna make a spirit roll for this guy and see how he reacts. Yeah, he's listening. He's probably too drunk to realize you were being serious.
Yeah, and I meant to talk to this guy about Sutton, but
he's drunk enough that he's taking you seriously.
yeah.
So wait, you're
telling me.
So you're telling me there's this.
These things Orcs live in a mountain?
How did they get on
Yeah.
the mountain?
How they get? They teleport into there.
What?
I mean, there's tunnels and all because.
Oh, now my head hurts.
There we go. That's a good.
They
How do they teleport?
they are far more advanced than we ever will be. Like
come they
the
don't-
things we are just now being able to do with Ghost Rock, these folks have been doing for
You
millennia.
also probably have to explain what
What's a
teleporting is.
millennia?
It's this time period thing. 1,000 years.
Whoa.
My head hurts.
You know what I heard? Talking about thousands. Yeah. You ever hear the brother Jonathan?
Brother Jonathan.
Yeah.
There's my bae Jonathan.
What? No.
Is he your brother? Or
No,
are you?
the
are you-
brother Jonathan? What the fuck's a bay? No, brother Jonathan was a ship. Went down 65. A couple miles off coast, off of St. George's Point there. Loaded. Gold. Thousands. Thousands and thousands of dollars in gold.
Well, how gold sinks. It's heavy. It ain't gonna wash up on shore.
Well, they tried sailing in a storm, hit a rock, and bloop. A lot of people died.
A person get awful rich if they can get that gold.
Yeah. I mean, too bad it's down at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, that's interesting.
What were we talking about?
This guy named Sutton.
Really
Back
great.
to the
Sutton. Oh, you're talking about, No, wait, that was Sutter, and that was down south. You're talking about Sutter's Mill?
No, Sutton. Ethan Hawke Sutton.
Oh, Ethan Sutton. Yeah, I know him. What about him?
You know where he might be? I know some folks looking for him.
Oh, who's looking for him?
Well,
Who's asking?
me and my friend over there. Point at Haru.
Oh boy.
Oh, the
The rest of you are in the bar now, I assume, too.
scary-looking guy with the swords.
Oh, he's real nice. But yeah, his swords look scary.
You friends of Ethan's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would be enough.
Never mentioned having any friends, but
I love how suggestible drunk people are because they like I'd believe that. I'd be like, okay, sure. Yeah, he's over there.
yeah, he's showed up a couple months ago. That was blue, talking crazy like. Once he got over that, he was fine though. Took up a job aboard one of the fishing vessels.
Wasn't that Jonathan ship?
Oh no,
Brother-
that was years
oh,
ago.
good.
Back in '65,
That would have been sad if he was on that.
20-something years ago. That'd be sad too. He owes me money. But yeah, his boat's due back in tonight.
Oh, what's the name of his boat?
I don't know.
The Crescent Hope.
The Crescent Hope.
Oh, okay. Well, good talking to you, sir.
Yeah. That was some interesting stuff about them Lorians?
Lemurians.
Lemurians?
Yeah. Little people of Shasta.
Shasta. Huh.
They have much to teach us.
I was
We
never
have
good
yet-
in school.
Only to learn.
Yeah, no, never good in school. That's why I chop down trees for a living.
I never really went to school either, but my daddy was smart and he taught me a lot.
Well, that was good of your daddy to teach you stuff.
and things.
Well, good talking to you.
And I'll buy him a drink.
Oh, thanks. To your health.
Name's Daisy.
Daisy. Well, to your health, Daisy. I'll if I see Ethan, I'll let him know that his friends were asking for him.
You don't need to do that. We'll find him.
Oh, okay. All right.
So after I get my knife, I'm gonna go find Daisy.
All right. Found.
We're all at the bar.
Found.
I figure Haru, the moment he saw Daisy point his direction, would have just come over anyway. Because
Miss Daisy, I was speaking to the sheriff, and he told me about some folks in town who seem to be a little misguided in their beliefs and might benefit from hearing about the Lemurians. Would you be interested in going with me to have a chat with them?
Well, what are their beliefs?
Well, it wasn't really clear, but they call themselves the Dawn of the Enlightenment. House of the Enlightened Dawn. And they are not familiar with the Lemurians. Now, I gotta warn you, these people are a little hostile, and there might be some fighting involved.
Okay. Well, how long is this going to take? Because I just heard that this Ethan Sutton guy might be coming in on his boat sometime tonight, the Crescent... Oh.
Well, it's not gonna take very long. I told the sheriff I'd go talk to them. I didn't make any other promises. And we'll be back in time to get Ethan off the boat.
I will go with
Haru?
I will go with you to mitigate if violence ensues.
I would appreciate that, because they may be a little hostile to new ideas.
I will make sure they do not get too rowdy.
Okay.
You keep saying they are hostile. These are just religious people?
Well, the sheriff wasn't too clear about that. He seems to think that there might be something more going on than just religion.
There is always something more than religion going on
Right.
in this kind of town.
But I think that they could benefit from Daisy's knowledge.
They also seem to be able to handle a great bit of honesty around here. I can, from just what I've been hearing, this town is dishonest.
Sounds like my kind of place. Hey, by the way, can we kill someone? Please?
If it comes to it, tired of your mouth.
Sounds like it's gonna come to it pretty soon. I really want to murder someone. Can I be the one to do it?
No.
Just do it like a quick swap.
No.
Come on, just one person.
No.
Let me kill them.
No.
And then you can be back in control.
No.
Rachel's gonna like reach out and just take Haru's shoulder and be like, Haru.
Why do you keep saying no?
Chen Mei just is like, meat shield. Yeah, it really freaks Chen Mei out when you talk to yourself, because she just thinks you're talking to yourself.
yeah.
I mean,
No, that's why
technically, it's
Rachel's
all
like-
in his head, but
She's like trying to like get him back focused.
Please, no punches, Haru.
It's a like distant stare constantly. Like, yes, no, I'll be fine.
And it's funny, he's sing-songy, kind of like, I want to kill someone. I really want to kill someone. He's probably sung a bunch of like Confederate war songs, just over and over and
As long
over.
as it's not Sweet Home Alabama.
It's not Sweet Home Alabama, but maybe Whistling Dixie. Did I ever tell you, Haru, how much I like killing people? Why, there was this one time in the war we was fighting the Union. See, we had to defend this bridge here. And we decided, you know what, did we really need this bridge? Not because the Union was trying to use it to get across to our lands. So we loaded that motherfucker with as much dynamite as we could find. And then we waited. We baited the Union soldiers till they
Haru
were
is
marching
noticeably
across.
just like...
And they was all in their big columns, just a ton of
Rachel's
men.
got like her hand on your shoulder, just going, Haru, you with us?
He just won't shut up.
And then we exploded it, and it was like a great big crimson
Never
cloud.
ending.
Bits and pieces of Union soldiers all over the place. Oh, it was glorious.
Haru might shift focus from trying to find his Emperor's Daisho and finding a way to rid himself of Lazarus Black. Like, it's just a new goal.
I want to try to use empathy on Haru and see what happens.
Oh boy.
Can I get a sense of this thing inside him?
What do you mean? What's your intention there?
Okay, so from what I understand, the empathy power is just kind of the ability to like look at somebody and sort of get like what's going on in their head and sort of like what's
So,
kind of behind
Since
their
Haru
actions.
is in control, you're going to get a read off of Haru. You're not going to get a read off of Lazarus Black.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still do it. Why not? Let's see what happens here. I want to roll. I have minis.
I know it was a roleplay heavy evening, but need those every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So I blew it up. I was real good at my empathy, I guess.
All right, yeah, you can definitely tell. You'll have to refresh me on what empathy does, but you can definitely tell that Haru's stressed.
If I try to persuade him, taunt him, or perform for him,
Okay.
I get a +2. That's basically all it is. I know his surface thoughts.
Okay.
My service thoughts are: I am stressed out. I'm tired of this spirit. Just won't shut up, and seem to be conflicted on something.
Haru, let us get to work. I think that will make you feel better.
Yeah, let's get to the killing of people.
Work sounds good. I need to take my mind off of.
I mean, we could just start here. You know, lots of people around. Murder everyone. It always made me feel
Yes,
better.
yes, Macario. Yes, Macario. We will. Let's go to this house in the Night and Dawn and talk to them.
Murder a bunch of people?
Talk to them.
Now, by talk, you mean stab them repeatedly, right? Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call it here. Alrighty, so thank you everyone for joining me at the table here. Thank you listeners for tuning in, and hopefully you'll stick with us next time for Valley of Famine. My name's Ben. I've been here with Rosemary, Austin, Trisha, Ed, and Nick, and we are the Rogue Valley Roleplayers. I don't even know if I said that at all tonight, but anyway, thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a good whatever time of day it is you listen to this.